Yo, this week on Kinesis PT and Performance, we are going to be showing you some different flare regressions. For those of you who don't know what a flare is, it's those crazy moves that gymnasts and break dancers do when their legs are flying up in the air and they're spinning around in a circle. Sometimes you see them gymnasts doing it on the palm of a horse.
Here we go. This is that air flare. It'll happen right after the first one.
So cool.
Right there and there.
It's effortless, isn't it? It looks so easy.
And it is not. It is not easy at all.
No, I cannot do those. It's a life goal. Something that's going to be very difficult to achieve unless I lose about 50 pounds and 6 inches off all of my limbs. So we'll see. Until then, we're going to keep working on these regressions. So what we're going to talk through is just how these regressions can be incorporated into a workout and all the different muscle groups they actually hit. These are great full body exercises and something we can even incorporate into rehab programs and something I like to use. Stay tuned, here it is.
All right, guys, we're going to start getting into these progressions or regressions of our modified flares. So the first one that I like to do, that I like to start out with clients, is our knees bent. This is like, it's kind of a crab position, but how you start this, you're going to place your hands. I like to line up my thumbs with the back of my hips. Feet are going to be, you're trying to find those heels in the ground. Digging those heels down to the ground, you're going to exhale all your air out, pull those low ribs in, belly button in, getting that good core activation, and you're going to press down, lifting your butt up off the ground. And then come back down, and then back up. So these are just lifts, and you'll notice here how his shoulders, they're not rounding forward. He's actually engaging his lower traps here. You shouldn't feel this in his biceps. His butt shouldn't be forward. Go ahead and push your butt forward, Ryan, to show it the wrong position. This is a bad position. You are going to get impingement in the shoulder, and you will feel this in your biceps. Maybe not right away, but eventually. Trust me, I know. I always get that. Ryan actually had to correct me. Then from here, we're going to press back up with our knees bent. We're going to extend one leg out, and we're going to go into a flare. Now with this, when your leg comes out to the side, you'll notice his toe and knee are going to externally rotate out. You don't want to keep your knee and your toe up towards the ceiling. They should externally rotate because for the flares, you have to have good external rotation. Now from here, another progression. Go ahead and relax, right? We're going to take you up to the box. But you know what? First, let's show the ones on the ground, because on the ground is a little bit easier than on the box. Maybe. We'll see. So with this one, we're going to start in the crab position. So I'm going to have him lift his butt up off the ground, exhaling all the air out. We want these low ribs in, belly button in. He's going to extend one leg out in that good external rotation, that position. And he is going to bring his leg through as he reaches around with his opposite arm. And he's going to go into a single leg downward dog, making sure we're hugging the low ribs in, belly button in, and we're staying nice and neutral here. Go ahead and arch your back. So this is a bad position. I see this all the time. You will never get a flare if you are in an arch position. So go ahead and pull it back through. Now, you'll notice his leg's going to stay straight as he pulls his leg through into extended position. Now, if that's too hard, a lot of people cannot pull through with an extended leg. They have to bend their knee. Otherwise, they kick into their paraspinal. So go ahead and bend your knee as you come through, or keep it straight. So when you come back through, bend your knee. Yes. And we're going to do one more so you can kind of see what it's like as you bend your knee and come back through to your three-legged dog. Make sure you're always pushing through those hands, getting that nice core activation, serratus. Good. Coming all the way back down and through. Nice. Go and relax. Now, I like to put people on a box. This gets more pressure into the shoulders. You'll feel it a lot more in the arms and the upper body. When you elevate, you will also feel this a little bit more in the adductors. Ryan thinks these are a lot harder. We used to do these on the TRX, but he finds these much harder than the TRX. So we'll have him show you this one. You can elevate. The higher you go, the more pressure on your hands. The lower you go, the harder it is on your core because you have to keep that leg extended and you really have to focus on that lower core, your transverse abdominis, to pull through. So go ahead. I'm going to pull it through. Really have to push through this arm. It's really easy for people to relax. You always have to make sure you're pushing and controlling all the way back down. You don't want to fall back down and jar that shoulder. It has to be controlled movement. Everything is controlled in gymnastics. Good. Come all the way back down. Awesome job, right? Go ahead and relax.
All right, so obviously I'm a little out of breath after that. Clearly the one I finished with is not a starting point for rehab, but the ones in the beginning where we're just lifting our butt up off the floor, this is a great exercise to teach people how to engage their low trap, mid trap, without extending their back. A lot of people, when we're trying to get proper movement of the shoulder blade and we're trying to get the scapular retraction, the only way they know how to do that is by kicking in their back muscles and then our ribs flare out. There's an innate problem with this. As soon as my ribs go into this external rotation, we get extension through our lumbar spine, our thoracic spine. It's going to lengthen my serratus muscle. So that muscle that's wrapping around my rib cage from my scapula and is supposed to be responsible for upward rotation and keeping the scapula hugged nice against the thorax, it gets lengthened here and it can't really work with our internal, external obliques. So I like these exercises. Like I said, it helps promote optimal core alignment with activation of those scapular muscles. Closed chain exercises are something I think gets overlooked and underused a lot of times in rehab programs, and even in training programs. Everybody wants to do shoulder raises or shoulder presses or bench presses, and they significantly underestimate the benefit of getting your hand locked into the ground and neurologically how we can enhance recruitment and proper movement patterns through the shoulder with that. If you know anybody who could benefit from this information or who struggles with a shoulder problem or just wants some cool exercises to incorporate into their training routine, please share this video with them. As always, if you have questions, reach out. We love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.